Welcome back, everyone, to my Fear the Walking Dead review. This is going to be a review for Season 2, Episode 3, titled Ouroboros. Not really sure what this title refers to in the episode, but could have some kind of hidden meaning, but I love this episode. Definitely better than the previous one. So naturally, I rated it higher than the previous one. But this is the episode that I was waiting for, and I'm sure I wasn't the only one, where we got to see the crossover between Flight 462 and Fear the Walking Dead, which we were promised it was going to happen in Season 2. They delivered in this episode, and I think they did an excellent job doing it. So I'm just going to break down the different bits and pieces that I saw in this episode, what I thought of it, and what my favorite parts were. There were a lot of them, so it was hard to pick a set 5. But so as I just mentioned, Alex, the woman, and Jake, was the boy. His face was burned in this. From Flight 462. She's swimming. She finds him, his face is burned. They find survivors on the raft. One guy climbs up, his leg's bitten. It's a huge chunk out of it. Guy knocks him back in the water with the raft. With the oar. So, already, they're figuring out, okay, this guy's not going to make it. Boom, see you later. Liability. Later on, nighttime, some guy tries to kill a kid. Alex stabs the guy. So, and then the other guy ends up in the intake. Who's basically said sooner or later, the kid's gonna, how long do you think he has, basically? So we have the infected in the intake. Travis dives to try and fix it. So Walker sends its arm. They knew there was blockage, but it turned out as a Walker. It's an infected arm. Travis can't do anything right then and there, so he goes back up, tries to figure it out. Eventually does clear it. Has to clear all the gunk too, in addition to clearing out the infected. There's a water purification system on it that helps power electricity and all that, and that power the boat. So apparently this is almost like a self-sufficient boat, because as soon as the water intake stopped, the engine stopped. Like, the boat stopped as soon as the intake was covered up. That's evidently how this boat is being powered, so that's pretty cool. It also purifies the water; they can drink it, and so it's pretty handy, I must say. Nick, Chris, Alicia, and Daniel head ashore to grab supplies while Travis is fixing the intake. They're supposed to stay together near Daniel, safety. Chris wanders off into the plane crash. He puts down the infected with the mask on. He tries to save the guy, but spies coming through his back, so he puts him down. His mercy go. Nick also starts wandering off. He sees a walker with a bunch of crabs on him. It's buried in the sand. Crabby Joe. And he falls. Grapples with it, stabs it. Might kill the weak. Okay, there's the herd at the beach. Alex bumps into Daniel and says, "Run, they're coming." Daniel doesn't run, he stays. He draws his gun. Whole herd, they're fighting with them. Nick eventually accidentally discovers the guts camouflage. He's covered in Walker blood. And walkers don't go after him. The one starts to, but then it starts snarling at him, Nick snarls back. He's walking like him. So eventually they get back to shore with Jake and Alex. Strand obviously is like, nope, they're not coming. So they eventually, as a group, reached an agreement, supposedly, to tow them behind the boat. This way they're not using up valuable resources. But then Strand obviously has different ideas, and he cuts them loose. So for two people, especially one who's injured, so yeah, obviously it's a liability, but if he does turn, obviously you can easily take care of it. This woman is capable. Daniel's seen that. He didn't really speak up much. Only two spoke up. Period for them were Madison and Alicia. So I don't agree with what Strand did. Not at all. I think they should have been on the boat, but at least they were towed behind the boat, just in case anything were to happen. But Strand ultimately makes a decision to cut him loose, so not a fan of that. So overall, I really like this episode. I mentioned my infected kill of the week is Krabby Joe infected. I like what they use on Talking Dead to refer to him as. We also had a lot of stuff. I'm hoping to see more of Alex in the future. My top 5 moments, starting from 5, is Strand making the decision to cut them loose. I think that's going to be instrumental going forward for all characters involved. Will we see Jake and Alex again, or most likely just Alex? How is our group now going to feel about Strand? Especially Madison was trusting him. How's she going to feel? Travis, how are they all going to feel about Strand? 4, the whole plane crash. That was done beautifully. That almost looked like a real crash. They did the aerial view and the inside of it. Creepy. 3 is the beach herd and them fighting it. 2 is the guts trick that Nick discovers. And 1 is Alex and Jake being from Flight 462 being integrated into Fear. So I think that's just going to about do it. I don't think I have much more to discuss on this. I thought I would have more, but I really don't. So I'm going to cut this here. The overall score, I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. I just thought everything was handled perfectly in this episode, so well done. Really well done, Fear the Walking Dead. This was a good quality episode. Can't wait for the next one. Next one looks like we're going to be seeing some more people-on-people action. People as the threat. We already know Strand's a threat. You really can't go against. He's in your group. He did save you. You really got to play your cards right when it comes to Strand. They can't just throw him overboard. I don't think any of them really have the know-how to run this boat, and I think he knows that. So the only one I could see, maybe Travis or Danny, are the only two who could really do it, and I'm sure others could pick up on it. But he knows how to use the boat. So we'll see what happens going forward. But I will have the predictions for episode 4, Blood in the Streets, up after this. So keep an eye out for that. And I caught Game of Thrones, but I don't know if I'm going to review it. If I can, my schedule's pretty tight, so I might just be limited just to Walking Dead related stuff. But potential in the future for expansion depending on how everything goes. But I loved it. I thought it was an excellent premiere. Also, we have Turn starting tonight. Again, season 3 starts tonight at 10. And then Night Manager, that's on tomorrow at 10. So I enjoyed that first episode. I mean, Hugh Laurie's excellent actor. Tom Hiddleston, of course, played Loki. So AMC has some good stuff. There's just so much stuff, and I can't possibly review it all. So that being said, I'm gonna cut this video here, and I will see you in my predictions. Peace.